Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Positively Becky 365, and today is my first episode. This took me a long time to get this in the works, and it's not due to a lack of not knowing what I was going to do. It was due to a lack of fear. Fear of getting out there and fear of the unknown, and I suppose that was I was using time as an excuse, but I think there are ways to make time when something is really important to you. And it just kept nagging at me and nagging at me. I mean, I thought about this every day of probably the last 2 years, that I need to do this. And I'm not even sure exactly why I'm doing it, but I just have a inner knowing, a feeling that this needs to be done. So here I am. And the whole idea is that I, back probably about 2 years ago, was really getting into all the spiritual things on the internet and spiritual books, as far as like Eckhart Tolle and Byron Katie and some more well-known names, Wayne Dyer, the movie The Secret. If for most people have seen the movie The Secret, although most people may not have heard the other names. But it really started out with Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. That book was so intense for me, and it meant so much to me that it completely changed my life. It completely changed around maybe not the things in my life, the material things, or what's happening, around me necessarily, but it did change the way I view my inner life, which my inner life is the person who I have to deal with the most, and it taught me to kind of separate myself from the traumas that happen in life and let them make me feel bad, let them make me cry, but at the end of the day, not let them defeat me and not let them define me as a person. And it really helped me to find inner calmness inside, even though things around me are very hectic and very crazy. Forgive me, this is my first episode, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to go ahead and put this out. So the Positive Project started after I was reading those books and listening to those inspirational speakers. I had decided to go ahead and, based on the movie The Secret a lot, and based on also the Law of Attraction material by Jerry and Esther Hicks, I had heard them, quote several times that in order to change your life, you have to change what's going on inside your mind, inside your soul. And in order to do that you need to focus on positivity, if positivity is what you want. Now, if you want negativity, which I'm assuming none of you want, that's something that we can probably clearly 100% say that most people, almost all people, want positivity in their lives. So if you want positive things, you have to be positive yourself, and you have to believe in what you want, and you have to believe that you have it right now in order to get it. So I tried that off and on. I thought, what the heck, if I think of owning a Mercedes, suddenly I'm going to get a Mercedes. Sounds pretty great. I mean, that's kind of what the movie The Secret was presenting to the world, but I think the movie The Secret missed a few key points as far as you're not just going to think about it and it magically appears. I think you have to go further into it and really live it, not just think positive, but live positive as well. Not just be positive, but do positive. So I think there's a little bit more to it than just making a vision board and saying, let's wait and see what happens. I think you also have to include this positivity into all aspects of your life. So I tried that. I tried that for probably the last I don't know, since I read Eckhart Tolle, it's actually been about 6 years, but can't even believe that. But so I've been trying that, had been trying that for the last 6 years, and things just weren't coming to me like I thought they were going to. And then I would notice that, yeah, I was kind of trying to be more positive, but I wasn't really being more positive. I wasn't really putting positive out there. I would be positive, a half an hour after I read the law of attraction material. I would get inspired for a little bit after I read Eckhart Tolle or Wayne Dyer, and the positivity would slowly pretty much leak and go away within a couple days, or within maybe an hour sometimes, within an afternoon of seeing my children run around crazy and wanting to pull my hair out. So I figured, how am I going to really get this positivity into my life by focusing on all this positivity? Well, maybe doing a journal, I thought. I mean, if I do a journal, I'm at least holding myself accountable, and I'm actually reading what I do every day as far as where I'm going to put my positive thoughts. There's something similar to this. I'm saying too much. Forgive me. This is my first episode, and I will get better at this. And I don't have the best quality equipment either, but perhaps in time that will get better too. Maybe if I focus on it, it will come. I do have at least I have a good microphone. Yeti microphone or something here. Blue Yeti. Anyway, back to, I am ADHD, very ADHD, so if I get distracted as well, it takes me a little bit to pull myself back in, so forgive me for that. I will kind of go off on tangents every once in a while, but I will find my center and focus back on what I was talking about. So, anyways, I decided to do a journal to hold myself accountable. Well, the journal, while it was helpful to see, it's just helpful to write things down. No matter what, it's helpful. It makes you feel better right after you write it down or while you're reading it. But as soon as the next day comes, here I go again. Crash. Everything goes negative. And so I'm thinking, how am I going to do this and actually do this? And I thought, well, maybe if I have some friends try it as well, and we can hold each other accountable. Well, for me, living in Wisconsin, which is a very conservative, shall I say, state, it's really hard to find people who are open to this kind of stuff still in 2016. This is Wisconsin, folks. And I kind of feel weird talking about it with my friends and family. Some of my family I can, but to a point. So I decided to go ahead and do this podcast, do a podcast, which is where I was at back in maybe 2014, 13. And that was when podcasting had just come out and started becoming popular. Well, guess what? Never did the podcast. Well, now it's 2016, and I have YouTube now. And YouTube's become the hit sensation, and it's free. So I figured I'm going to do a YouTube channel. And the reason I want to do a YouTube channel is so that I can hold other people accountable. I can bring other people along with me in this journey. And also I can have other people hold me accountable. So I thought, this is a win-win situation. And I needed some kind of a plan or a structure or a challenge. And so I came up with a plan to try to be positive for 365 days to see if that's even possible in our Western American world. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible for me to be positive for 365 days. I know I have taken a big jump since back in 2010 when I first heard this material. And I do refocus and find myself in a more positive state more often. And I'm always genuine. I believe in karma as much as I possibly can at this point. David Wilcock has really introduced me to the fact that karma is basically a scientific proven notion. So I do believe in karma, which karma kind of goes along with the Positivity Project. And so I've been practicing this stuff. I've been really trying, and I believe deep down in my heart, and I know that I am a positive person. I genuinely see things in a positive way. And the only thing that really seems to frustrate me is when I'm dealing with others who are not in the same state as me. That's my hurdle that I have to get through. I'm a very, and I just read the word the other day and it made so much sense to me. Like empathic person. I have, what is the term? Well, basically, an empath. So I am truly an empath. Which means I feel the energy of other people. I take it on to my body so much that I have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I don't like even talking about that because I don't want people to put me in a box that this person is somebody with fibromyalgia. I don't want to be stereotyped at all whatsoever, and I don't want the fibromyalgia to define me. And as I'm believing this law of attraction more and more, I'm believing that I shouldn't focus on the fibromyalgia, because the more I focus on it, the worse it's going to become. And if you don't know what fibromyalgia is, it is widespread chronic pain that is actually unknown as far as what the cause is. The fact that your body just aches, like my shoulders ache all the time, and my knees ache, and it's like this tingling, like it's just the weirdest sensation, which to me, my fibromyalgia more to me is like, I'm curious about it because I don't know where it's coming from. And also my migraines that I get migraines a lot. And I do think the fibromyalgia and the migraines have something to do with being more connected to the energy field around me, more connected to maybe possibly a spiritual or the other side, the other dimensions. I don't know, but I do know for a fact stress causes my fibro to become like 10 times worse. So when I'm feeling, and it's not just my own stress, when I'm around other people who are stressed and I'm hearing yelling, or I'm hearing like the kids screaming, or people in my family are being negative, I feel it in my shoulders so much that they just ache, and it's like this weird vibrating, tingling feeling. And I'd like to know if anybody else has that tingling kind of sensation and has been diagnosed with fibromyalgia as well. I thought about maybe researching it and seeing if they want to do some research on me, because we still have no known cause of this condition, which is growing by the thousands every day. But that's, like I said, I'll go off on tangents a lot, but that's a whole nother story. The point is that I feel other people's pain, and I know that I feel other people's pain, or I feel their stress. And so when I'm in a room where people are very stressed out, or they have a lot of energy going on, the energy just hits my body like a ton of bricks. And like, I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys who are very young, 5 and I have to think about it, 5 and 8, and they're screaming sometimes, and they're upset about things, and it just, I hunch over. I literally hunch over. I could just feel the pain. And my boyfriend, who is their stepfather, comes home from work in a very salty mood because he doesn't get enough sleep and he works a lot, and the boys are screaming, and that just causes him to be even worse, and then he starts yelling at them, and I'm trying to defend them, and all of that dynamic really brings on a lot of pain for me physically. And if I can find a way to release that pain, I will be so much happier. And I think it's finding a way to release that stress, which all comes back to the Positivity Project. So what I propose to you is a 365-day challenge to remain as positive as possible and really remain focused on this, and to get a journal and write down what is going on in your positivity project life. Write down your slips, write down your days that you think are good, write down, I'm going to give you and myself challenges to do each week, write down what you think of the challenge for the week, and shoot me an email. My email address is positivelybecky365@gmail.com. That is POSITIVELE Becky, BECKY 365@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and I may put you on the air of this huge, gigantic YouTube channel, which might only have one subscriber. But you know what? If I figured if I can get one subscriber to find me and they come on board and do this positivity project with me, I'm helping one person. I am saving one life, and their life being saved is going to cause other people's life to be saved. And like David Wilcock is very known for believing, I do believe that it is a race in this world for positivity and negativity. There are two types of beings, and neither one is wrong, but they're kind of fighting each other, and that's the positive side and that's the negative side. And whoever tips the scale the most is going to affect the world the most, meaning that if 51% of the people in the world are negative people, not necessarily that they're going through negative things, but are genuinely becoming negative people, doing hurtful things to others, doing negative things. If 51% of people are like that, that's where the world is going to go. And we're going to see war, and we're going to see crime, and we're going to see all kinds of things escalate. Now, this has been proven with David Wilcock's meditation project, where he had thousands upon thousands of people meditate at a certain time on a certain day. Meditate on positivity, and crime lessened by, get this, 80% that day. 80% just by people focusing on positivity in a meditation. So I think it's more like, if there were 51% of us who are positive, usually there's quite a bit of, in the world, even though it looks like hell, I think there's a lot of people who can see heaven in their lives. And I think that is what is making this world exist. It's making us be able to exist and co-create together the positivity. We need more of it. We need to amplify positivity. We need to have people getting out there like myself, even if it's just one subscriber. We need people getting out there who are genuinely for positivity and positive changes. And if you don't believe in yourself and you don't get out there, who are those people that you could have affected that are not going to be affected? So maybe, just maybe, I can get this channel to actually become a hit, and I can be on the morning news and the evening news and all over the place, and magazines and catalogs and books. Wishful thinking, maybe. But if I can get a lot of people, say I can get 10 people in one community to do the positivity project, that 10 people, that's going to spider off, and that group of people are going to affect God knows how many people. And because I know if I get a cashier, say for example, if I get a cashier at a department store who's in a cranky mood, it puts me in a cranky mood. But if I get a cashier who is positive and happy and friendly and helpful and really doesn't act like they hate their job or hate their life, I leave the store almost with a smile on my face, and I present myself that way as I go out into the world. So that one cashier who is positive doesn't realize how many people they are affecting just by being positive to that one person. So that's kind of the idea here, is that if I can affect just a couple people in one community, then maybe it will affect the whole community, because it will it'll shed a light into people who have never heard of this law of attraction before. Maybe it'll shine a light into their world or give them purpose. I know a lot of the negativity that's going on right now, I think, is due to the fact that people just are not finding their purpose. They don't know where they belong in the world. If they don't have money, for example, or people around them with money who can give them money, they feel like they're not good people, and they feel like they can't do things. But the world is changing now. Anybody can get out there. Anybody can be on YouTube. Anybody can write an ebook. Anybody can do anything. The world, because of digital communication, yes, it could go in a negative way, because it can shut people off to the world around them, which I've seen already with my kids. But it can also go in a positive way, as in, we don't need to look like we are loaded to actually get ourselves out there. And we can do it just in their bedroom, like I am doing. So I know I've covered a lot of topics today, and you're probably confused as to what's really going on with this podcast. And I do have a website, which is www.thePOSITIVeproject.com. Okay, so in a nutshell, I'm going to be closing out here, because I'm going to have half an hour long shows, and I've been talking for 21 minutes. And a side note on that talking thing, I think this is going to be a good thing for me, because my boyfriend gets home tired, like I said, and I will be talking his ear off, because I have so much to say. I have so much to put out there. And he's like, just not interested at all, not listening, not following me. And I use the whole term, what did I say last, if you were listening? I use that way too much. So maybe this project will help me have an outlet to get out my speaking, so I don't have to bug my family like crazy and follow my boyfriend all over the house talking. Anyways, I have 8 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up here. Again, the whole point of this project is to see if we can hold each other accountable, and if we can really, truly remain positive for 365 days of a year. I know, America, that sounds like a really big chore, and it sounds like something that is nearly impossible. But let me tell you, if we hold each other accountable, if we write ourselves notes every day, if we get a journal and we write in a journal every night, if we have a challenge for the week every week, if we do this like step by step, kind of what I'm saying is kind of baby steps, I think we can accomplish this. And what I want to know is, if you are positive, like Jerry and Esther Hicks in the Law of Attraction state, will you get positive things? So, okay, Jerry and Esther Hicks, Hicks, the Law of Attraction, look them up. You don't even have to buy the books anymore. Just look them up on YouTube, and you'll find out a lot of their ideals. But they say you focus on what you want, and you get what you want. You focus on positivity, and your life will be positive. So I want to know, by holding myself accountable, holding other people accountable, each other accountable, I want to know if we actually can get positive results in our lives. Is it possible? Like, say I start this right now, and a year from now I have, and I hate to use material things as something that produces happiness or positivity, but maybe I will have a new home, or maybe I will have more money in my bank account, which I would love at this point. Maybe my business will be flourishing more than I had ever dreamed of. And maybe in your life, good things are going to happen when you're practicing positivity. Maybe it'll save your relationship. Maybe you will get that. Here, I'd hate to use material things, but hey, materialistic things are a part of our American culture. So maybe you will get that Mercedes that you've been hoping for. Maybe you will get that diamond ring that you've wanted your boyfriend to give you. So maybe you'll find that boyfriend that you've been looking for, that the one or girlfriend that you've been looking for your whole life. Who knows? The sky's the limit. So I want to know if you progressively see positive change in your life by trying to implement this positivity into your existence for the next 365 days. We can hold each other accountable on my Facebook page, which is the www.facebook.com/thePOSITIVeproject. We can hold each other accountable on my website. We can hold each other accountable on my YouTube. And we can also tell inspirational stories of our what we've been accomplishing, so that your inspirational stories can help others create their inspirational stories. And this is just average, everyday people who can get involved with this, which is what I like as well. It's not all celebrities. It's not all, gurus who have been in the self-help industry forever. This is real people charting real lives. It's basically kind of like I'm doing research to see if it's actually true, if the law of attraction is actually true. And if we get enough data coming in by all these social media sites, then we will find out beyond a reasonable doubt whether it's true or not. And I have a feeling we are going to find out that yes, it is very true, just like karma. If you're positive, positive things happen. If you're negative, negative things happen. If you're good to people, people will be good to you. If you're negative to people, people will treat you negatively. So my challenge to you for this week is to start reading up on all of the books and spiritual gurus and all the people who believe in the law of attraction and the Positivity Project. Start to do some research into these people that inspired me. Eckhart Tolle, Wayne Dyer. These people need to be celebrated, and these people need to be recognized for what they have accomplished. And I think it's going to blow your mind when you read Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. That is probably your main project for this week. First, I would say get Eckhart Tolle's book, Power of Now, or get the audio book. Also, the audio book is what I listen to because I could do it at work and in the car. And so you could do that as well, just on iTunes possibly has it. So that is Eckhart Tolle, Law of Attraction. Jerry and Esther Hicks excuse me, my daughter came in and I'm getting very distracted because I'm getting a little bit embarrassed now because somebody I know is in the room. So forgive me, but I have 2 minutes to go here, and I would like you to get yourself a journal, get yourself a pencil, get yourself a computer. No, you don't have to do that. Get yourself an iPhone, possibly. I always recommend iPhones, but listen to or read Eckhart Tolle's A Power of Now, and I will link to that in the show notes. And also I will link to The Law of Attraction by Jerry and Esther Hicks, the book The Secret, the movie The Secret. All you have to do is look up The Secret. Not sure who the author is on that one. And also look into Wayne Dyer, that's Dyer, and I'll link to that in the show notes. And is there anybody else that I could think of? Possibly he's a little bit off of the topic, but he believes in karma, and he's a little bit more like on the scientific side of things, proving this. And he does like aliens and UFOs and all that stuff too, but he's very interesting. And that person is David Wilcock. That's Wilcock. And I'm going to link to that as well in the show notes. So I am going to complete this session with saying thank you for listening to me and bearing with me through all of my ums and all of my kind of embarrassment here because it's my first time and I'm probably rambling on quite a bit. But hopefully I will get at least 10 subscribers. And you guys have a wonderful day and remain positive.